Today, I want to talk about the upgrade that is coming to Incursions. As always, if you'd like to skip the read aloud, there is a timestamp in the description below and a link to the forum if you'd rather just read rather than listen to me. But that said, let's dive right in. So Ultron's domain gets an upgrade this September. Greetings, Summoners! In our fourth installment of our Building the Best Contest Roadmap / Dev Diary series, we mentioned that we're working on a number of improvements to Incursions, as well as updates to keep the mode fresh. On September 8th, we're going to be rolling out the first upgrade to Incursions, Ultron's domain. We're calling this Incursions V1.1. Map updates. Champion swapping will no longer require summoners to fight the first encounter with a linked buff. Instead, summoners will be choosing between swapping a champion or picking up a common buff. We're also adding a second boss treasure node once every 5 zones, allowing summoners to either bolster their team's strength with a second rare hack or use the opportunity to heal their team. We've also updated the champions pool with our newly released champions of 2020 and added a bunch of new buffs to the pool. Find the full list in the next post in the thread. Unlocked Sector 8. Welcome to Sector 8, a new additional difficulty level for our most experienced summoners. This sector will start with an average champion PI of 15,000 and add approximately 7,600 every zone. As a result, Sector 7 will be tuned down a little to make some room and give a better player experience when escalating the difficulty. The difficulty has been tuned down to start at approximately 10,500, a 2,150 reduction, and scale by approximately 5,250 per zone instead of 6,200. Tier update. Along with the sector, we're updating the tiers that determine which sectors you can claim top zone rewards from. The old tiers 1 through 7 move down 1 and become tiers 2 through 8. A new tier 1 will be added for summoners that have acquired 8 6-star champions or more. Summoners in tier 1 will be eligible for top zone rewards from sectors 7 and 8. The new tier 1 will be eligible for a new set of milestone rewards with scoring requirements based around participation in sector 8. You should be able to hit all of the artifact milestones by getting to zone 5 in sector 8. To hit the third milestone and earn all 3,750 artifacts, you'll need 18,000 points. To hit the sixth milestone, you'll need 36,000 points. Rewards. Obviously, with the new sector and tier, you need rewards to match. First, Sector 7's top zones rewards will no longer extend past zone 10. But Sector 8's top zone rewards go up to 25 and include 2,000 6-star shards, lots of 5-star shards, tons of gold, and 9,800 artifacts. Minor increases to shard rewards have been made across many other top zone difficulties as well. A new tier of milestones has been added for the new tier 1. By hitting them all, you can earn 3,750 artifacts and 132,000 gold every 5 days. To hit the third milestone and earn all 3,750 artifacts, you'll need 18,000 points. To hit the sixth milestone, you'll need 36,000. That's 22,500 artifacts and 792,000 gold over the entire month. Store update. Starting September 8th, we're updating the refresh timers on all store items to 90 days, so they match the cadence of the Incursions 30-day events. The current Incursions crystal will be extended to match. The new Tier 1 will unlock 2 new store options. Summoners can spend up to 32,000 artifacts to purchase 2,000 6-star shards up to 3 times per 90-day cycle, and will now be able to purchase 2 of each 5-star Incursions crystal per 90-day cycle. Ultron Zones. Every 5 zones, summoners will now encounter an Ultron Zone. These themed zones will consist of Ultron drones along the paths, with Ultron or Ultron Classic taking the boss spot. In addition to the pool of nodes, the Ultron bosses will also have a specific local node based on the sector, as well as break Ultron's hold of the contest. These changes go into effect on September 8th. To prepare for them, Incursions will not be available between September 5th and September 8th. End post. So here I'll stick a timestamp as well for anybody who's interested. There is a large series of new buffs that we do need to read into. Not all of them are bad, not all of them are good. It's a little bit here or there, but it's too many for me to like just straight read. Just know that there is going to be a lot more variety in Incursions. So yeah, my first impressions is, first off, I didn't see anything that was like, wow, so amazing that I'm suddenly super keen on Incursions. Incursions is something I do every once in a while, really not often, usually about 2 times a month. I don't foresee this changing that for me, at least, because I didn't see anything here that's like, wow, I really want to do Incursions. Now, keep in mind, though, that a big factor for that is the fact that I don't enjoy Incursions. It's slow, there's a lot of load time, there's a lot of RNG. And if you know me, you know I hate RNG factors, and so I don't see any changes to that. And there's just a lot of like totally whack, ridiculous node matchups and fight designs that I'm just not a fan of that show up in Incursions. And even if it's RNG, it sucks to come across. It sucks to have like domino, 3 zones back to back, and I don't see anything talking about changing that or maybe reducing that. In fact, the champions they're adding, a lot of these have even more potential for frustration. So that's a factor. But Incursions is easily one of the most fun game modes added to the game. Even though I don't like it, that's not to say the fact that it isn't a lot of fun. A lot of people really thoroughly enjoy it. I think there's a lot of really good potential in Incursions, and these changes are pretty nice. I think that simply adding 6-star shards to Incursions in general will make it accessible for endgame players. Even 2,000 6-star shards, or a total of 8,000 over the course. Well, I think it's so it'll be 6,000 over the course of 90 days via the shop, and an additional 6,000 over the course of 90 days via just actually actively playing Incursions and getting the milestones. So it's a 12,000 Incursion 6-star crystals, 6-star shards over the course of 90 days. It's okay. It's not the greatest, but it's also not the worst, especially for a zone that I think emphasizes 5-star shards and gold a lot more. I like that they are upping the amount of shards for other difficulties. I really, really, really like that they're tuning down Sector 7 and below. I'm assuming they're tuning down the lower sectors as well, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're only tuning Sector 7. I'm not going to lie, Sector 6 and below probably aren't that bad, at least from what I know. The buffs are really, really nice. It wasn't, for me, it's Sector 7 that I really get frustrated in. Sector 6 is a cakewalk, at least when you have rank 5 stars that are good for Incursions. So these tones are really, really nice. So we've got a roughly 2,000 PI drop, or about, 1/6 or 16.7% or so of a drop here, 20% depending on which perspective you're looking at it from, as well as almost a 900 drop, or again another 1/6 here. So between the two, it looks like by the time you hit zone 5 on a Sector 7, it will be like the equivalent of zone 3 or 4 currently, and by the time you hit zone 10, it'll be the equivalent of zone 8, I think, give or take, based on the current. So I think a lot of people are going to be able to get to zone 10 a lot more reasonably in Sector 7. So that is a really nice benefit that I'm definitely a fan of. I hope that affects the buff scaling as well, because definitely once you hit around 8, 9, 10, there's a lot more worse matchups, a lot of frustrating node mechanics you have to worry about. So I'd like to see that toned as well. But honestly, just shifting the PI, the health differences is going to be really, really nice. Sector 8 does have a hefty start off because of it, but that's okay. You will have to get significantly less zones there, of course, right, in order to hit your marks. It just comes down to like where the scaling is, because one of my biggest issues with Sector 7 was once you got past zone 10, you were getting like really paltry rewards for a exponential increase in difficulty, and it just didn't make sense to me. So I really hope they learned, but the fact that they only have 2,000 6-star shards tells me maybe they didn't. Just my expectation. So overall, I'd say these are good shifts. These are good, modest shift upwards. It leaves a lot of room to see further shifts. I don't think they ever needed to change the quantity of gold. If you're looking for gold, I always thought Incursions was worth it. I think the artifacts are neat, and that's a reasonable quantity, so I don't see anything wrong with that. But like, grinding Incursions for a month, end game wise, to get 2,000 6-star shards and then 2,000 from the shop, so a total of 4,000 more, it's just not a lot of 6-star shards. Like, I'm just gonna be frank, it really isn't, even if you're getting more 5 stars for it, so maybe it's like 5,000 with all the duping potential. It's just, that's a lot of RNG to be running through. So I'd say Incursions still maintains the same place it did. Even with these changes, I don't think the purpose of Incursions has changed. Essentially, if you enjoy the game mode, you will continue to enjoy it, and aspects of it will become more enjoyable. Sector 7 will become more accessible. If Sector 7 was too easy, Sector 8 provides a new added challenge with some extra rewards as a valuable input, so that'll be really nice. But if you didn't enjoy Incursions already, I don't think that this is going to suddenly make it enjoyable for you. I do really like the addition of the Ultron zones. It did feel really weird to be doing an Ultron's domain Incursions thing and not have a like set Ultron zone, so I think it's really cool that they're adding that. It does really add to the thematic element, so I think that's really good. But otherwise, nothing crazy. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. I do realize, my bias leaks through my anti-incursion mindset, and I apologize. But hey, share with me your hype. Share with me maybe your disappointments. But as always, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.